We live in a world where Hollywood is trying to constantly reboot stuff, old classics. Some they just completely mess up. Some they get right, some they kind of get right. Some actually have been better. Well, I'm going to review this new Fantasy Island, which I thought was going to be total crap, but it's not really that bad. It's not really that bad. So tune in and sit back, and I'm going to show you why I think that it's not that bad. I am shocked. It's not that bad. Here we go. Heath Ledger says best, my favorite joke of all times. Hey man, just deal with it. Sorry, Jack, you're good, but Ledger is great. Okay, before we get into it, I want you to always subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I need that, brother. Gotta have it. Also, hit that notification bell. Don't want you to miss any material that I upload. Also, give me that thumbs up. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. Don't ask me how. All I know is that it does. It does it some kind of way. I don't know. It just does it. So please give me that thumbs up. Also, leave me a comment because I read my comments and I try to respond to each and every one of you that take the time out of your busy day to leave me a comment. Okay. Now, I'm 51, just turned 51 2 days ago. And when I was a young man, there was a show that came on Saturday nights, probably around about 10 o'clock. And this show was called Fantasy Island. Stars Mr. Rourke, Ricardo Montalban, I think I'm saying his name, and Tattoo on the right, Hervé, I can't think of last name. But they were like on this island. People would fly there, usually be two different shows or two different storylines going within each other. Mr. York had this magical power. Not sure he was an angel or some kind of mystical being, but he could do incredible and amazing things on this island. And Tattoo was kind of like his protege and friend. So people would fly there. They would have these strange fantasies and things they wanted to do. And Mr. Rourke would always give them. But sometimes he put his own little twist. And there would be like a teaching lesson, something that would teach them something morally, or something that would show them would build them up. Some would be extremely dangerous sometimes, but then Mr. Rourke would always come in and make sure they never got hurt. A lot of times it was to help the person leave the island in a much better place emotionally, mentally, physically than they were when they first came. So it was a very good show. I forgot how many seasons it lasted, but I know that it did last probably about 6 or 7 seasons. Now we have a new Fantasy Island, and it stars his niece right here. Her name is, the actress name is Roselyn Sánchez, and she plays Elena Roarke. She's like his great niece. And on the first episode, you can see that she got pictures of him, and she's like praying and meditating. And I think she's like asking for strength to carry on the Rourke name and the legacy and stuff. You don't know much about her. All you know is that she seems to have the same powers and gifts that Rourke had. I'm not sure whether that's some kind of family blessing or curse. Like I said, I only showed 3 episodes so far into the season, but she has some of the same powers, just like the same powers that Rourke had. A little bit different. She didn't have a tattoo, so to speak, but on the first episode, she was able to get her own version of tattoo. So there's 3 people that gonna star on this show. They'll be on every episode. Her version of tattoo is this young lady here. Her name is Kiara Barnes, and she plays Ruby. Now, Ruby comes on the show as an old woman in her 70s that's dying from cancer, and her wish is to be healthy, young, just one more weekend, and experience life without hurting any kind of pains. Well, of course, Elena tells her that, look, it's beyond my power to heal you and grant life and stuff, but I will grant you that fantasy. So her and her husband, they're old and they go hiking into this waterfall. And when they go through the waterfall, it transforms them into the younger version that I just showed you. This is Ruby. She was transforming here. But somewhere along the line, the island, I guess, picks people that it does things for. So Elena was able to find out because she saw a tattoo that Ruby got, and the tattoo meant like rebirth. So she was able to grant Ruby to stay in the form she is now, in long life and healthy, but she couldn't leave the island. She left the island, she would revert back to her old self, and she would die. At first, Ruby didn't want to do it because she would have to leave all her family behind, but then her husband convinced her that, look, this is your second chance at life, because I think Ruby, they kind of hint that she liked women, that she was gay, a lesbian, because they showed little clips of it on the island and stuff, but didn't really get into it. But I think she decided to choose her husband and that family over what she really wanted to do. So she chose to stay there, and then she was supposed to cut off all contact, but she didn't, because Elena felt sorry for her, so she was able to get some things from her home, bring it here, and her husband was able to write her a letter. So the husband is the only one in the family that knows that she's still alive, but she can't ever come back, or she will be the old lady and she will die of cancer. But he let the family believe that she died on the island, and he wasn't able to bring her back. So that's one dynamic. Next person on there is this man. His name is Javier, and he's played by John Rodriguez. He's the person that flies the people from wherever they come from to the island. I think he's also a love interest of Elena. You can see there's chemistry between there. I think they were on a date, and something reason it didn't work out, but he still is kind of pursuing her. Right now, his role's been pretty small. He hasn't been nothing significant, but he is a staple on the show. He's on there. I look at IMBD, and Elena, Ruby, and Javier are the only two that's on all episodes. So I think his story is going to grow more and more in there. The stories are very, very interesting. Once the first story was, like I said, with Ruby, she was transformed. There's another story where this woman her and her daughter had issues, so Elena made her invisible. And then this other guy was a scientist, and he was trying to find things he couldn't explain. So those two kind of stories kind of mesh, and they end up falling in love. But you just got to watch the shows. The second one, I can't think of what happened. But the stories are very well written. I think that you will like them if you take the chance to check it out. Like I said, sometimes you see the stuff, like, oh, it's going to be trash. It's going to be straight trash. But I'm pleasantly surprised, and I've been watching. I think they come on Tuesday nights. I want to think at 8 or either 9 o'clock. Comes on tonight. So if you get an opportunity, you're not watching anything else. And if you were a fan of Fantasy Island, the original Fantasy Island, starring Mr. Roarke and Tattoo, then check this out, man, because the new Fantasy Island isn't bad. It's not terrible. Is it good as the first? No. But so far, the first 3 episodes has me very interested, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. So if you like this, if you want to take a chance, please leave your comments down below. I will definitely read them and check them out. And until next time, thank you. Peace, 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 and double peace, and out.